Hey you guys, it's Monica and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make one of these color changing cups. And so fun fact, I had actually made this and filmed it about a month ago, but I lost the footage because my external hard drive died. And then I seen Starbucks coming out again with their color changing cups, and I figured I'd do it again to show you guys. So pretty much, you just need one of these cups, which I'll talk about in a minute, some glitter, and epoxy. So let's get started. So these are the cups I am using. Of course, I had a pack previously opened, and these are from the brand Tall, and you can pick them up at Walmart. I know people were reporting that they found them on clearance at their Walmart, but at my Walmart, they were not on clearance, and you got 4 of them for $5, but still $1.25 for a tumbler. Because even when you buy like the Starbucks version of these, not the color changing ones, they're still $3, so that's still a pretty good price. The one thing I'm kind of tripping about is that this one has a blue cup and a dark green cup, and I don't know if this stack has it, so let's see. And they all come with straws and lids. Alright, so that's the same cup, that's the same blue, so we know the blues are the same. Yeah, these are different greens, that's interesting. So different color greens. That's the same purple, and this is the one that I use for this, so we'll keep that going. At least I think this is the one. I'm pretty sure that's the same color. And again, I'm going to stick with that whole pink with blue. I feel like this was the only truly matching set in here, so I'm going to just keep all of this together. Alright, and as far as glitter goes, I'm going to be using the same glitter. This is some glitter I just sourced myself. That's why I only have a little bit of it. But it's a purple, pink, green, blue shift. It's so pretty, and when the light hits it, it looks so good. I had considered using this one. This one is a blue-green shift, so it shifts green and it shifts blue, but it's really hard to get that blue shift. I still might do it on one of the blue cups just because, you know, glitter. But yeah, this is another one that I have that I thought about using. Just wanted to show you guys. May still do it just off camera maybe, or if you guys want to do like a live stream or anything, leave a comment below. I'm really interested in maybe doing like a crafting live stream with you guys so we can all get together and craft. So I'm gonna just stuff it with the football. And then stick it on my turner. And usually when I have a long cup like this, I will try to get the football down as deep as I can in there just to give it good leverage. And I just want to check to make sure everything is spinning okay. That my football is in there pretty dead center. I know I did a Q&A for you guys about epoxying, and I had some information on turners. But if you guys need more detailed information, like how you see me adjusting this ball in the turner, just let me know. I'd be happy to do it. Alright. That looks good. Alright. I'm going to stop this. I've mixed up 30 mils total of epoxy, the same epoxy I've always and only ever used. It's been sitting probably about 15 minutes to get a little thicker. You don't want it too watery for this because you don't want it moving too much. And I'll talk about that because I'll probably have to come back in about 20-30 minutes, maybe even an hour, and show you guys what I mean. And so I'm gonna do like this one and do it like kind of ombre up. I'm not gonna put any epoxy on the bottom. I do suggest you have a paper towel handy just to like rim it along the bottom. I just balled this up. Just to rim it along the bottom to make sure you don't get any, and also rim it along the top. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and let me get a paper towel. I mean, not a paper towel, a piece of paper to catch the glitter. So definitely stick, because you'll see I lost a lot last time I did it down underneath here because I forgot to put my my piece of paper underneath. All right, I spin mine clockwise as well. And so we're just I'm gonna drop and catch it. And I'm gonna start above that little rim you see on the bottom down here, because I'll bring it down that low just by hand. And just work this up. It doesn't need to be super thick. You just want enough to catch the glitter and make sure it's gonna lay flat. And that's the big thing, is making sure your glitter is flat. Because you don't want to do, especially with like a plastic cup like this, you don't want to do too thick, because it'll just be kind of wonky looking and you're not doing like a thick layer of glitter. And so you just want to keep everything pretty thin. Now I'm gonna just work it down. Let's put a little bit right here for me to work down. And the thing when you're using plastic also on these turners is that they're best with like the weight of a metal tumbler. And so when you're using a plastic tumbler, you definitely have to be light to the touch. And if you ever put too much on your cup, just pick it up and just scrape it back in your cup. Now I'm gonna just work it upward. And I always mix way too much, but for this time I mixed 30 mils total, 15 of each side. You could probably do 10 of each side. I mixed extra because I have a little mold that I want to fill because I'm working on another project. So let's just say you should do 10 mils, because 15 of each side is going to be too much. So do 10 mils of each side. And as y'all saw, if you watched my epoxy video, you guys know I'm pretty wasteful, admittedly, when it comes to epoxying. So you want to work it up. I'm getting a little bit on the rim, but I'm going to wipe that off. And just be careful, especially, again, this is up here, around here is when you put your glitter on, you're going to want to make sure that is laying flat, because if not, it'll prevent how well your lid goes on. And when you're doing like the cleanup part like this, you can put a little bit of alcohol on yours. And so that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to just wipe it this one time with a plain napkin, and then go get another napkin with some alcohol on it. And that's just to get rid of all that residue. So I'll be right back. So there's alcohol on this one. And I'm gonna just, there really isn't anything on the bottom, but always just in case. And then I'm gonna go around the top. And again, be careful with how much pressure you're applying, because the plastic cup is so light. All right, So you guys can see like there's a nice even coat of epoxy on here. I'm gonna actually take this one away and replace it with a fresh sheet. That way any that is left we can save. Like I said, I'm gonna just do the ombre. So I kind of like to decide how far up I want it to go. I'm thinking right there-ish, and I'll go around the whole time right there, and then I'll come back and start filling it in. I'm just tapping it so any excess can fall off. Because again, remember, we want this to lay flat. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing at the top. I think I want it to go about right there-ish. Fill it in. And just so it looks like it's kind of coming up. Sprinkle a little bit, kind of make it seem like it's coming up. And this is going to move up a little bit, so this is what we're working with for now. I like how it looks. We're going to leave it like this and let it spin, and I'll come back. I'll let you know how long, guys know how long it's been when I come back. But yeah, we're going to just leave it like this for now, and I'll be back. Alright y'all, it's been an hour. You can see up here it's laying nice and flat, but up here it's, you see it's migrated down and it's also migrated up. And so what I'm gonna do now, because you see I kind of tried to make it look like it's trickling, so if you look right here it kind of looks like it trickles. You probably can't see it. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push these back down to help give that effect. And so pretty much what happens is, you know, the epoxy is still kind of like in a liquid state, so it moves. And so in order to kind of push it back down so we can get more of that color changing effect that's going to be happening up in here, we are going to just kind of push these back down. And again, being gentle. I think that looks good. So just a very simple step, but I think it makes all the difference as far as design. It breaks up like what could be like almost looking like a line like you have on the top. And I don't mind it on the top, but like on the bottom, I like it to look like it's like fading kind of down into it. So, and then something else, I'm just going to kind of flick my finger a little bit to lay down flat or knock off any, because you see I'm getting some on my gloves, to knock off any that aren't laying flat, because we're going to have to do a second coat on this. So I just want to make sure as many is laying flat as possible. Alright, I'm just giving it a look. And also you can press in any, just to make sure that it is flat. And again, just make sure you keep that bottom rim clean. I think that looks good. So we're gonna let it spin like this for 12 hours and I'll be back tomorrow. Hey you guys, welcome back. It is the next day. I let this spin for about 12 hours. And then it's just been sitting on here for another 12. And so got some more epoxy mixed up. And the first thing I'm gonna do actually, I'm gonna start it spinning. And I spin clockwise. And I'm just gonna knock off, take my brush and just knock off what may be any kind of loose glitter. There's some smaller glitters, like size glitters in here. So you see there's a lot coming off the top. So just want to make sure you're knocking off any loose glitter, because that could cause your epoxy to be kind of rough and bumpy in some places. So I just want to make sure you knock off any glitter that may be loose. I mean, you can see up here it's laid pretty flat. Down here it's pretty flat for the most part. It's a little thicker down here. What I like it condensed and packed like that as opposed to up here. And you can see like how we created like somewhat of a trickling effect from how we pushed it yesterday about an hour after it spun. So I'm just gonna really just do another coat just to seal everything in. And that's it. Again, always be cognizant. I just got a little bit on the bottom, so I'll go back and I'll clean that up before I walk away. And just make sure you're getting a good layer on this glitter. When you're putting your epoxy on, you should definitely be able to tell the difference from where, like right here, the epoxy's kind of thin, so I can feel the glitter, as opposed to right here, I've got a good layer on, and I don't feel the glitter underneath my glove. Alright, once you are satisfied with everything, I got a paper towel with some alcohol on it. So I'm gonna just take it, running along this bottom rim. Then also you guys saw me put in quite a bit of epoxy. It's kind of thick going around this rim, so I just want to make sure I had good coverage to lock in all that glitter. So by doing that, I had just gotten a little bit on the rim. Just gonna clean that up. I'm gonna come like a little bit on the underside of the rim, just because, again, like I was saying yesterday, you want to make sure that your lid won't have any problems snapping on, and so you're kind of gonna have to really move the epoxy out of what will be the lid's way. And just always make sure you have a little bit of alcohol on your paper towel when you do it, because that will help, because you don't want to get paper towel bits in your epoxy. So to avoid doing that, the alcohol kind of creates a medium between the epoxy and whatever you're using to remove it. That way it won't get in there. All right. I think that looks pretty good. I'm just looking at it at eye level, and it's looking like we have pretty good coverage of everything. All right, so I'm satisfied with this. I'm gonna go ahead and let it spin for another 2 hours, 2 hours, 12 hours, and I'll come back and show you guys how the final product looks.